Hey guys, Silverhammer here with my Kaiju deck profile. I know it's been a while since I made my last video, and I'm really sorry it took so long for me to get this to you guys, but I was having some health issues where it completely ruined my voice, so I wasn't able to actually speak on camera. And then I have some computer issues that I'm dealing with right now, so this video is actually completely done on my phone, whereas more often than not I would record on my phone and then edit it on my computer. Let me know if there's any issues. This is probably what I'm going to have to do for my Odd Eyes Magician deck profile, just because I'm still tweaking my computer trying to figure out what the issue is. But I didn't want you guys to wait too much longer for my next deck profile video. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So I am liking the new Kaiju support and stuff, and I'm going to go over the new cards, but I'm not going to go over so much the old Kaijus, just because we all do know what they do. So without further ado, we got 3 Dogran Mad Flame Kaiju. This is just still my second favorite card to give to my opponent using Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, and my favorite one just to drop on them, especially if they have, you know, a monster that I'm having a little bit of an issue getting over. It's just a lot of fun to watch them get out their boss monster, and then to swap it with a Dogran is way too much fun in my opinion. Next, 3 of the Star Destroyer Kaiju. Again, I can't pronounce that first name. If someone wants to spell it out phonetically for me, I will try and pronounce it if I do another Kaiju deck profile. And I'm thinking of doing a pure Kaijus after this. I'm going to work on that, see how it works. But yeah, so 3 Star Destroyer. I love his cannot target, or his negate target ability. It's so much fun working against Kaijus with that. Or not Kaijus, Cosmos. It messes with people so much because they're like, oh, I'm going to pop this. I'm like, no, that's going to be destroyed, and I'm also going to destroy this instead. So it's a lot of fun. After that, we have 3 of the first of the 3 new Kaijus that came out in Shining Victories. Thunder King. Thunder King is really good for its multiple attack ability, especially with it being a 3300. It can pretty much get over almost anything your opponent can throw at it, short of... I don't believe it can get over Ultimate Falcon, and I don't believe it can get over Cosmo Dark Ship, I think it is, or Dark Destroyer, the 3500 beater. I don't think it can get over that one, but the rest of them it can get over no problem. And its ability to attack multiple times, especially if your opponent is, you know, Cosmos and they just keep bringing out smaller and smaller ships, lets you just continuously smack your opponent. So it's my second go-to after the Star Destroyer. I still prefer the Star Destroyer over Thunder King, but I love Thunder King and its, you know, massive 3300 attack. Next, I run 2 of the Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mecha Dogran. I only run 2 of these because the only way to give it to your opponent is through Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. So I don't want to draw it. I want to leave it in my deck and have my opponent, and give it to my opponent through Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, because if you draw it in your hand, it's the Kaiju you are going to have to summon. Now, this does kind of work a little bit later in the game when you only have smaller Kaijus to go for and stuff like that, so being able to drop this and then pull out, say, a Thunder King or a Star Destroyer as its attack equipment, then it's useful, but as, you know, in the beginning of the game, it's not too good. And then lastly, for my 1-ofs, I run 1 String, 1 Sea Turtle, and 1 Mystery Dust Kaiju. Again, the only reason I run 1 of the Gamma Seal is because this is a beatdown deck, not a control deck. When I do pure Kaijus, which again, as I said, I am working on, I am going to run 3 of him. So this will become a 3-of in that deck, but right now, because this is more of a beatdown deck and I am abusing Kaiju counters, I don't run into too many opportunities where I want to give this to my opponent. So that's why I only run 1. So that's it for my Kaijus. After that, I have shrunk the Kama monsters down in a decent amount since the last deck. I run 3 Kama 1s and 2 Kama 3s. I don't run any of Kama 2, and I cut Kama 3 down by 1 just because I needed more room for the Kaiju stuff. And I find 9 times out of 10, I almost never go into the Kamas. Like, I'll use them a little bit, but mostly it's just Kaiju beatdown, which is why I'm really thinking about making a pure Kaiju deck. But yeah, that's what I run for my Kamas. And that's it for the monster lineup. Next, of course, I run 3 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. This is the Dark Hole of the deck. As someone asked on my last video, I don't run Dark Hole, I don't run Raigeki because I run 3 of this. This is a Dark Hole, and because I don't mind destroying my own monsters, it's a Raigeki too. So, because of the tightness in the deck that I found right now, I'm sure people in the comments will be able to go, hey, you can take this out and take this out. But right now, as far as I'm looking at it, you need 3 Kaiju Slumbers, and I don't really have room for like a Dark Hole or a Raigeki, just because Kaiju Slumber is really useful for not only wiping the board, but setting the board as I see fit. Next, the last new card for Kaijus and Shining Victories, the Kaiju Files. It's not as good as I thought it was originally going to be. I had to reread the text a couple times. Kaiju Files doesn't get counters from Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, which I thought it did originally, so that does make it a little bit weaker in my opinion, but it's still a really good card. The ability to just pop a monster and pop a Kaiju and special summon another Kaiju from your deck is really useful, because you can pop your opponent's Kaijus as well. Like, let's say your opponent was able to stop your attack, and now they have a big Kaiju that they can technically abuse. You can use Kaiju Files to stop it and give them a different one that's not going to be as useful for them. After that, I run 3 Fire Formation Tenki. I run Kamas. I have to run Tenki. Again, when I take out the Kamas, I'm definitely taking Tenki out because it's completely useless in this deck otherwise. After that, 2 Kyoto Waterfront and 1 Terraforming. I really wish Kyoto Waterfront had Kaiju in its name. It would be so much easier and so much better to use in the deck and have so much more synergy. But with the fact that it's Kyoto Waterfront, it's a little bit harder to get out, but I still see it often enough that I can abuse it. And I love the look on people's faces when they realize I get to search once a turn and it doesn't negatively affect the counters on the card. After that, for the last spells, I run 2 Twin Twisters and 1 Dimensional Fissure. Kind of self-explanatory. Twin Twisters, discarding cards, especially as you keep going in the game, is pretty easy because your hand's going to clog a little bit, so you are going to have extra discard fodder. And then Defissure, because not letting your opponent put stuff in the graveyard is always a good thing. For traps, it's pretty simple. I run 2 Kaiju Capture Missions. Self-explanatory why I run those. 2 Storming Mirror Forces. I run these because I don't have Drowning, or I think it's Rippling is the English version, but I don't have Rippling Mirror Force. I would potentially run the Ripplings over these, but I mean, I like both. I like Storming, I like Rippling. I might even run them 2 and 2 if I were able to find the room when I make this a pure Kaiju build. But as of right now, all my friends at my locals and stuff aren't willing to trade their Ripplings, so I have to wait for more people to get them. And last but not least, my 1-0s, 1 Warning, 1 Bottomless. Self-explanatory. I don't own strikes, and I run a little too many traps to run Scolding, in my opinion. So that's why I only run Warning and Bottomless. The only other trap that I kind of want to, I want to add 2 more traps to this deck. I might take out a little bit. If I were to keep it a comma variant, I would probably take out at least one of the Kaiju Files, and I'm not sure what else I would take out, but I want to add Vanities, and I want to add Macrocosmos. I'm just not sure where I'm going to put those in. But right now the deck runs really well. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys like the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Share it around, and let me know what other decks you want to look at, because I do have my Odd Eyes Magician deck profile that I'm working on. I'm building this. It's a lot of fun. I'm almost done with it. Another one I'm working on is Dino Mists. Again, almost done with it. I've had a lot of free time being sick and not being able to make these videos and having my computer down and stuff like that. So I've got a handful of videos that are, or decks that are all pretty much ready to go. I just need to, you know, push the start button. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you guys Friday with my Odd Eyes Magician deck profile. Thanks.